It's me. Hello. Everyone seems very excited, which is good. Thanks for being with us. For those of you rejoining us from last week, thank you, and what the fuck is wrong with you? And for those of you who missed last week, hopefully you'll enjoy this one enough to go back and watch it on video on demand. Or VOD, as I'm told it is. And before I forget, like I did last week, this is a horror story. We're all very immature. Just think of a trigger warning. It'll apply. So, we will be coming back to the party who, having had their weekly book club ruined last week when the host dropped dead under mysterious circumstances, and then they survived a slightly unorthodox visit to the police station, headed home, in Larry's case, to have a dream that was entirely the wrong kind of wet. We'll be rejoining those proceedings the next morning on a quiet Saturday. But before that, we'll do some introductions. I'm Steve, and despite everything, I've been allowed to do this again. So I'll be your keeper for the evening as we play some Call of Cthulhu. And in the spirit of letting everybody else do all the actual hard work, which has turned out that's what this is all about, I'll let everyone else introduce themselves, especially because I can't speak anymore. So well.
Hello, I am Dave, and I'm playing Tony Mills, just a general council worker, driver of the area of this town of Trigor.
Hello, I'm Danny, and I'm playing Larry Hughes, the town's handyman who has a penchant for antiques even. Fucking hell. Good start, guys.
Indeed. Oh, amazing start. Hello, I am Matt. I am playing Henry Press, the local loser.
I thought there was more. Sorry, I thought there was going to be...
Well, you see, that's the point. The local loser, therefore, just nothing else after it. There was also no argument. Like, none of us were like, oh, no, mate, no, of course you're not.
I mean, it's the character, not me, Dave.
Sure.
The silence permeates. I'm Bodie. I'm playing Shen Flounder. And doctor and shit. Short doctor and shit.
And wide.
Yeah, like Wreck-It Ralph and Mr. Bean put together.
That's exactly what I was thinking when I designed this character. Thank you, Danny.
Well, yeah, cool. Thank you. So, it's the morning after. I would guess, based on the fact that you all stayed at the Lighthouse Keeper's Respite enjoying a few free drinks. There are a couple of slightly sore heads this morning. It's a Saturday, and I think probably a good way to start is find out what everybody's Saturday mornings usually kind of look like. So, Henry, you live with your dad, Gerald.
Yes.
What does a typical Saturday morning breakfast time look for you two?
You'd said sore heads. It is very sad. I think as you look around the downstairs, there's very few pictures of Henry, but there are a lot of pictures of a particular woman, which is Henry's mother and Gerald's wife. They both tend to sit downstairs and just bullshit small talk, nothing important. Gerald will probably ask me, any luck finding a job yet? To which my answer is absolutely not. Gerald probably will also have a little bit of sore head because he was down the proper local with the old boys, and they don't fuck around. So he's got a little bit of a sore head. I'm sat there nursing a bit of a whiskey hangover. But I'm probably going to turn around to my dad and say, I'm probably going to head to the library, if I'm honest. It sounds really rock and roll, but I think there's something I could do with checking out.
Yeah, and a bit of quiet time never hurt anybody, did it? Look, I know we don't talk about these things too much, but we all knew Margaret, and we all, she was a woman, we respected her a lot. It's all right to not feel great about that.
Yeah, it's weird. Obviously, last time this happened, it was Mum. So,
At that, your dad makes. There's a look that passes across his face that you very, very rarely see. He's clearly a man who's almost fought grief to a standstill. He can't defeat it, but he's learned to contain it. But every now and again, the cracks will show, and he'll feel a little overwhelmed, and there's this almost passing look of doubt as to what it's all for, and an impression that maybe he doesn't keep on top of it for himself. It's for others, for you, and for other people in the community, for the look of the thing, and for the memory of your mum and what she'd have wanted. And it's gone.
I'll look at him and sort of realise. I'll place my hand on it. I'll reach across the table, put my hand on his shoulder. Chips. Sorry, Dad. He didn't need that.
Oh no! Look. It's fine, and you'll be fine, Henry. It takes time to find your place in things, but you're a good lad, and you need to just let people like you. It can be hard, I know, but loneliness doesn't last forever. I know you don't believe it, but trust me, you'll find friends, and one day we're all brought back together anyway, forever. So maybe a bit less time spent around the likes of Mr. Cameltoe will do you some good. You can't let him and his brethren fill your head with doubt. It's no good in the end. It's just, it doesn't change anything. It just makes you more miserable in the short term. Look, I don't mean to lecture you, and I know you didn't mean, I'm out with the usual crowd this afternoon. We've got some church things going on, but 7-ish for drinks at the usual, if you can keep up.
All right, old man, don't do your heart in. Come on.
I won't. I'm taking the car, but I'll see you later, all right?
You're not driving home, though, right? You're going to leave it there?
Oh, yeah, no, don't worry about that. No.
Oh, well, don't drive home, Dad.
I won't. Some coffee on the side in the kitchen, but I'll see you later, all right?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Love you.
Love you too. Gives you a big shoulder squeeze on the way out. Picks up the car keys, and kind of a moment later you hear the car starting and heading off.
I think the last thing I'll do then, before we sort of, I imagine, leave Henry for a bit then, is I'll take that book out again. The one that we found at Margaret's. And then we looked, and I'll reread that page, just trying to find anything I may have missed. Just rereading paragraph after paragraph, sentence after sentence, just, there must be something in here. Yeah, I think that'll be it.
Okay, cool. So before we move on, would Henry be inviting anybody else to the library, or is he heading down for some quiet time himself?
I think reading the book now, he'll probably think to what his dad just said as well about friends and people and letting people in, and he will pick up the phone. The first number he'll call, because honestly it's the only one he really remembers, will be Larry's. And in fact there's probably a business card just by the side of the phone, which is for Larry anyway, knowing the handyman work that he does. So pick that up, dial.
We will cut back to that in a minute.
Very good.
Tony, milk and orange juice, wait for no man. So Saturday morning rounds. How are you feeling kind of as you get towards the end of that? You've been probably out for a couple of hours.
I was going to say, he probably starts that kind of shift at about 3:30 in the morning. So he probably left the pub earlier than anyone else. Had 4 hours kip. Did it probably only takes about an hour and a half to do the whole the whole round of the town. So does probably then go and get another 3-ish hours sleep, maybe like from 5 till 8. Maybe lies in because it is the Saturday, so he's probably later than everyone else, or I don't know. Maybe everyone else was only getting up at like 8-9 o'clock. So he's probably working meant he drank less, but also means that he also cleared it out of his system quicker as well. So he's probably fine, a little muggy, but probably just uses strong coffee in the morning to get him going with some good old whole milk. And he lives alone, so he's sitting at home having his coffee and not quite sure what to do today, but he feels like he's got to do something because what happened.
Yeah. Okay. So you get home and something has been slipped through the door at some point. You're not sure whether you didn't notice when you came in last night or left in a little bit of a blur for your shift, or whether it's been put through while you are out, but it appears to be some sort... Well, in fact, there's two things. One is an unstamped envelope with an address imbued. And the other appears to be some sort of like pamphlet thing, which is on Owlbear, should you want to have a look at it.
Let's show everybody. Not that one. Can we try that again? There we go.
What a lovely cult that looks like.
Don't look too hard at the arms.
Okay. And this is with a letter as well. So for the podcast listeners, this is the Universal Church of our eternal kin. Unity and bliss. Join us now. You will anyway when he returns, so why wait?
He is capitalized.
Yeah, he is capitalized.
Cool. And yeah, so in Tony's other hand, there is a very familiar looking unstamped envelope.
The one from the investigation. Okay, from the interrogation room. He would look. He's gonna rip it open. He like kind of pissed he didn't open it there and then.
Mm-hmm. So inside is a blank piece of paper.
Nothing on it.
Nothing at all.
No watermark at the top. No nothing.
Nope.
Is it letter sized or different? Like.
It looks for all the world like someone's just folded up a piece of A4 paper and stuck it in an envelope.
Okay. I'm not going to go down my D&D route and try and investigate that. He's going to go, what the fuck is this? And probably just put it on his coffee table. Yeah.
Cool.
Just being very bamboozled about that. He doesn't throw it away, but I don't think he really knows what to do with it, so he's just that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Very reasonable reaction. So after this, you said Tony's going to probably have a shower and maybe get a couple of hours extra kip before the day proper.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Okay. So, Larry, you've probably not had the greatest night's sleep of your life,
Nope.
quite aside from the alcohol influence. How are you starting your weekend?
So a bog standard weekend for Larry would usually be down the scrap heap looking for little gems and potential treasures for him to do his projects for the week after. But this Saturday, he has just woken up in a cold sweat. Bed is you know, like when you wake up and there's like a wet patch where you've been sleeping, which makes him worry, was that me or was my dream real? And it was the sloppy old lady who was on top of me in my dreams. So he immediately gathers all of the bedding up, puts it in the wash. He's just sat freaking out in the kitchen. He also lives alone, so he's got nobody to talk him off the ledge. He's just stewing on it, and he thinks, what do I do? Who do I talk to? And he thinks, right, the only person who he could talk to about it is probably Henry, because he's into some weird shit. He likes all of that freaky, horror-y, supernatural stuff. As he goes to phone off the wall to ring him, it actually rings first, which startles him, and then he's like, fuck, and then he's hesitant to answer it because he's just all in his head at the moment. Mm-hmm. He will eventually answer it. If you want to do that now, or do Shen first and then come back to the phone call.
Let's do the phone call now.
All right, Larry speaking.
Larry, it's Henry.
Oh, thank God it's you. I was just about to ring you, actually.
You're right. You sound a bit.
No,
shaky,
I am not all right.
mate.
I am freaking out, shitting my pants.
Why?
I had a really, really horrible dream. I dreamt that Margaret was this weird, melty sea creature who... Well, I'm not going to tell you what she did, but it was fucking disgusting. It was real.
Told you not to mix the drinks and the pork scratchings and the cheese last night. Like.
I know, but I really like absinthe. But that's not the point. I feel like it was real, but obviously it wasn't. That's stupid. But like, my bed was wet this morning, as if it was like smelled a bit salty as well. So it freaked me out a little bit. I'm not making the situation any better, am I?
No, it sounds like a really weird wet dream, but
No, it wasn't nothing like that, you dirty bugger. It was more like moist sweat and seawater, not that thing.
Oh.
And given how weird the body was when we found Margaret, I just feel like I'm in my own head, and I don't want to be by myself. And I thought you'd probably understand.
Yeah, I was gonna head to the library actually, see if I could do more.
I'll come.
Of that book.
Thanks for asking. Yeah, that'd be lovely.
Well, okay, you didn't even let me get the question out, but yeah, sure. Do we want to get Tony and Shen? Sorry.
It's worth checking if they had a similar... I'm assuming you didn't have any weird dreams or nightmares or anything?
No, just struggle to really get to sleep, if anything. I think that sight's going to haunt me for a long time.
Do you want me to come pick you up in the van? I know your dad's probably took the car.
He has, actually, so yeah. If you don't mind, that'd be great. And
then we'll whip round to Tony's house.
I haven't got their number. I don't know them.
No, I know where they live, though, so we can just turn up.
Okay.
Do it old school. Knock and see if anybody's about.
Okay, I'll grab my jacket. I imagine you'll be here in what? 10?
Yeah. All right. Let me just mop my brow and I'll be with you.
Larry?
Yes?
I don't want to make this weird, but check yourself?
And then I'll look down my trousers.
It said immediately.
You're looking down your trousers, aren't you?
Yes, I am, yeah. And
No,
there's
I
no
meant
jizz.
just...
There's no jizz.
Check. No, that's not... Just check. None of this can be anyway, like, into the strange stuff I read, but usually when I read things like that, there's, like, marks left behind, so just have a look.
Oh. Okay, I'll be around in 15 minutes because I'm going to stand in front of the mirror naked for a bit.
You do you.
I'll check and I'll let you know what I find.
Okay. See you in 15.
Brew a pot of coffee and then the phone will
It's
be hung
already
up.
on. Bye. Oh.
I hang up like people on the telly. You don't say bye, do you? Just phone down.
So, Shen,
Yes.
you're probably hurting more than any of the rest of the group at this point. Everyone loved and respected Margaret, but you had a bond.
Yes.
I'm going to say it's probably been a restless night for you. And
Agreed.
I think if we join your morning steaming yourself kind of back to life in the shower, what's going through your mind?
I like to imagine, so his little cottage is on the outskirts of town, but, picture that like Will Smith, arm up against the fucking wall, water kind of trickling down, kind of energy. He's feeling a level of pain because first thing is, he's lost someone that was really important to him, someone who, and this is the big thing, saw him and understood him. For both the good and the bad. And, I think he's also hurting because, the perception from the police is that, he had some sort of, devious relationship with this person. When in fact, him and Margaret never actually slept together. They had this bond essentially because she basically, in a time when he ran away from such a big thing that happened in his past, that body on the gurney that he had that kind of flash to. And I imagine he's getting like little flashes of that going through his mind. And she just, in someone who had lost something so big, could see that same pain and that same regret and that same, harrowing depth that you get when when something awful happens to you. And, for her, it was her husband and her daughter. But, for Shen, it was, his wife, someone who was massively important to him, who trusted him with his skill set. And he not only let himself down, but let them down. And so this is the first morning that he's woken up in this new life, knowing that the comfort of the only person who truly could know him doesn't exist here anymore.
Yeah, and I think you would know that Margaret had probably, she was, she'd been a mum. She was an insightful lady. She'd have recognised the fact that being smart, short, pretty broad, maybe didn't make life super easy when you were young. And totally. Despite that, you set out in the world to not just prove yourself so that people maybe would stop with the name calling and the bullshit, but you did it in a way that was helping other people regardless of who they were. And you would have known that that was a chord that struck Margaret very close to her heart. That was who she was as well. And it's while you're, as you put, absolutely perfect imagery, the Will Smith leaning against the wall, you hear a thud on the glass at the side of the shower on the cubicle.
I'll kind of just jump back and like land kind of, back against the tiled wall. And I look at the glass. Is there anything like, is there anything in the steam? Is there anything on the glass or anything there?
There is. It's probably a little larger than a hand. And it looks a bit like a starfish if it was made of slugs and leeches. Kind of fibrous, dark flesh, a bit like scraps of rotten muscle. And as you kind of watch it, it starts slowly moving up the pane in something between like a slither and a kind of crawl.
I think he'll just be paralyzed of like I think, again, going into his kind of like his studies and his intelligence, he probably is trying to assess the thing and work out what the hell it is. Is it a pseudopod? Is it a tentacle? Is it a, an antenna of some sorts? And I think he's going through his biology like encyclopedia in his head.
Yeah, cool. You can make a roll on that if you would like.
Hell yeah. Okay. So remind me, is this what level of difficulty is this? Is this regular, half, or fifth?
Which skill are you going for?
I was gonna go with biology science. I've got a 31, so I need to roll under a 31.
Yeah, so straight roll.
Cool. Oh my god. It's a 5.
Oh, that's a good roll.
Yeah, it is a good roll. And you are absolutely fucking certain that this isn't something you've seen in a textbook before. But
I assume, is that a extreme success on that one?
yeah.
Yes.
And not only is it not something that appears in any textbook, the closest thing in terms of like what this thing appears to be made of is from what you've seen from rotting cadavers which have been left a little too long after death, and when the musculature is exposed and it develops this kind of like dark, like steak that's maybe just gone a little bit past the point where you should eat it.
Yeah.
And while you're watching this, you see it's got these kind of like 5 appendages. They almost seem like these kind of slug bits just sort of conjoined at the middle, and it taps on the pane and then kind of moves a little further, and then it taps again.
I think he'll rub his eyes like pretty hard just to see whether he's like, just it's been a late couple of nights, sometimes, psychosis things, insomnia gets the best of you sometimes. So he's just gonna really rub his eyes, and while he's doing so, he's like, I don't need this shit right now. And then takes his hands off his eyes, hoping that it's not there.
You open your eyes and see that it's kind of poised to tap the glass again. And as you're taking your hands away, this time it taps, but with more force, like an uncanny amount of force for something that seems to be made entirely of flesh. And it strikes the glass, and the pane cracks, and splinters of glass shoot out into the shower and wash around in the water in the basin of the shower. And almost before you can register it, it catapults itself through the hole towards you.
Can I, with sleight of hand or my fighting brawl, can I reach down and grab one of the shards of glass, and as it's coming at me, try and cock fully out, just fucking slice this tentacle as it's coming at me, just fucking fully naked and tuck and roll and cut this tentacle as it's coming at me, kind of energy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
And while you're doing that, it's going to make its own bid to hit.
Oh, easy. So, confirm for me, the team. So, if I'm above regular, then it's a extreme success, or how do we define extreme hard and?
If you're above the score, it's a failure. If you half your score, if you got less than half, it's a hard success. It's less than a fifth, then it's an extreme success. So the lower the number, the better.
Awesome. Good to know. Cool. I got a 52 on an 85, so just a hard success, I believe.
Right. So, you land a strike on this thing. What is your and guess with which is damage, standard damage actually. What have we got?
It's a 1d3. I've got a scalpel, but I'm holding a shard of glass that I've picked up. My scalpel's probably in the other room.
Yeah, I was kind of going to say scalpel, but also it's a slippery piece of glass under tense circumstances. I think we should go with the normal brawl damage.
Cool. So that is 3 points of damage plus 1. That's 4 points of damage.
Cool. Okay, so you strike across this thing. You sever 2 of the appendages. The remaining 3 continue to squirm. They strike at your ankle as they kind of they've launched themselves at you. As you've ducked to grab the glass and come up, you've kind of like sliced under it. It's gone over your back. You hear the bits hit the wall, and then the remaining coherent part strikes at your ankle, and again, it's really weird. It's almost like this being really forcefully slapped by a piece of meat that has just formed itself to this striking point. It's a really weird, it's not like being stabbed, but it's somewhere between that and like being slapped really fucking hard in one place. However, it only managed to do 1 point of damage, so you kind of take like a small like slash to your ankle. It is on the floor by your feet, though.
Okay, I'm going to try and leap past it, and try and like dash for the door. Like I'm imagining as I kind of leap out of the shower, I like slot straight into my like pink fluffy slippers, and then like start like running for the fucking door, to try and get out of this place.
Yeah, cool. So I think, bearing in mind it's slippery, we're going to be looking at I still can't fucking find an appropriate skill. Probably dodge, actually.
I was going to say, would dodge work?
Yeah. So it's dodge, but this is going to be with a penalty die because, as I said, you're jumping through not only shards of glass, but the remains of the suds and whatever gunge has come out of this thing.
Cool. Okay. And then... Okay. So that's a failure.
Okay. How far did you fail by?
I failed by over regular when it's dex halved.
Yeah. Okay, fine. So you do manage to launch yourself towards the door, and unfortunately you do that by putting your foot fairly heavily on a shard of glass. So you'll take another, probabilities on your side, 1 damage. But you do manage to clear it. This thing is sort of thrashing around in a mix of blood and what you do notice, even as you jump, the other pieces that have been separated from it are almost like disincorporating. They're like falling into these like weird fibrous flakes and washing away in the water.
Fantastic. So no evidence. That's great. That's real good. I am going to, as I kind of get to the door, I'm going to like seal the door, close it shut, and then I'm going to just turn down the hallway, which has like a banister on the side of it, basically. I'm just going to dash down there and go for like the tweed suit that is on the chair that's next to my bed where I lay my clothes out for the next day. And I'm gonna just quickly, like as disheveledly as possible, just start fucking putting on tweed like a fucking madman. And then I'm gonna try and then basically find my doctor's bag and then just get the fuck out of this fucking house. Only question is, as I'm going and I'm pulling on my socks, I would like to see inspect my ankle, if but for a second, to see whether any lacerations or any like suction marks or anything, if it did anything to me, if it pierced me or fucking injected me with something or something weird.
It's a terrible amount of cynicism in someone so young. Yeah, make a medicine check.
Okay. That's a medicine. That is a hard success.
Yeah, so you are really confident that there's not been anything other than superficial damage. Actually, the injury on your ankle is probably less bad than the slice on your foot from the glass. It's the closest you'd be able to recognize is it's like an injury from a whip.
Yeah.
It's like, as I said, there's almost like this belt-like slap to how it felt, and it is like this tiny
like
little laceration.
Thin. Yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I will then
glass, in a sense, the glass in your foot, it was good insofar as it's kind of gone into one of the fleshier bits. It definitely hasn't caused any damage, but that is pissing blood, as anyone who's ever trod on glass will attest to. every time you step on it, it kind of pumps a bit more out. So it's painful. You probably wouldn't want to go for a long run, but you can move around fine on it.
Cool. I will kind of like get a I'll get like, because I just I've got my doctor's bag and stuff, which does have stuff to help me, but I need to just get out of here. So I'm gonna just take some like paper towels, some like kitchen, some double layer, whatever the fucking towel brand was, where the dude was a matador or whatever that used to exist like 10 years ago. And I'll fucking tear like a bunch of that off, stuff it around my foot, pull my sock over the top of it, and kind of burst out of my front door as I see a car coming down the road. I'm gonna be like, Tony! Tony! And try and hail down Tony as he's coming back through town.
Yeah? You mean Larry?
Wait, I thought Tony was driving. Is Larry driving?
No, Larry was heading over to pick up Henry.
Yes. In that case, yes, it will be Larry. I'll be like, Larry! Larry! And I'll just kind of be hobbling on the side of the road with my medical bag.
So, Larry, Shen looks like he's gone fucking mental.
I'll pull over. I've got drum brakes, so it takes me ages to stop, and then I'm frantically rolling down the window.
Faster!
What in the fucking Jesus happened to you?
As he opens the window, I'm actually just gonna dive through the window, like half onto him, with my legs still protruding from the car. I'm like, drive, go, man, go!
I can't drive. You're in front of me, you fucking wide bastard. Get round the other side.
I'll crawl over him, like put the gear stick out of gear for a second, and then like just into the passenger seat, with my legs kind of still like in the mix and in the way a little bit.
Please tell me Larry drives a Micra.
It's like one of those Ford Escort vans, or Ford Fiesta vans. So it's like a smaller, like what would be a Citroen Berlingo, but a 90s version.
Whilst you are clambering in, and you get into the seat, Shen, and you kind of start realising what's happened, I'm going to need a sanity roll from you, please.
Oh my goodness. Please tell me what I must do to
Oh my
roll a sanity
goodness.
check.
Just roll lower. Can't speak. Lower than your sanity, which you shouldn't find too difficult.
Lower than my sanity. Come on, baby.
I don't know. My sanity's already pretty low.
Yeah,
Mine
I
sucks
rolled
as well.
far lower. I rolled under half of it.
Okay, cool. So you're going to take one. There was potentially quite a bit on that. So 1 sand damage for that.
Yeah.
Don't believe in zeros in this game. So yeah, you are in. Over to you,
the hell?
It's not far to Henry's house, so I'll let you run this through.
I'm going to Henry's house because we're going to go to the library because we want to do some research on a weird dream I had. What happened to you?
What? Wait, you're going to library to research a dream? You think they would document your dreams there?
No, Larry's into some. He knows about weird shit, and my dream was, frankly, traumatic. So I didn't want to be by myself, and I wanted to go with Larry. I mean, with Henry, I'm Larry. Fucking hell, I'm all over the place.
It seems like you're just as frazzled as I am today.
I seem to be holding it together better than you. What is happening? Did you have a weird dream?
Maybe. So I was in the shower, brooding, looking, like all manner of Hollywood sexy. And, this thing knocked on the glass of my shower. It looked like I don't know, like if you imagine like a splayed flower with these little tendrils that kind of came out that were somewhat liminally attached through sinew and muscle. It then kind of shattered the window and tried to attack me, and I'll like lift up my ankle and show him like the whip mark basically around my ankle, and be like, it was definitely not of this planet, or at least that I know of.
Oh God! So you physically got attacked. I got attacked in my dream, and it felt real, but I don't have any physical marks that I could see.
Okay.
It was Margaret.
That's weird. What? Wait. Yours was?
Mm-hmm.
In
She was like a slimy, slithery body, and she was herself on top of me, and she was sick into my mouth. Sorry, I can't really talk about. I don't want to talk about it. I'm sorry. Oh.
Fucking the tentacle suction sounds.
Yeah, it was. If I believed in therapy, I'd probably have some. It's the 90s, and we don't do that.
That's Wait, what color was her flesh?
Like, you know when something's left in the water too long and they go that weird bloated colour?
Yeah.
Like that.
Kind of like grey, almost.
Like, yeah, almost like a greyy, yellowy, but yeah, like a balloon that was about to burst. But floppy tongues and full of sick and kelpy.
Steve, would I associate what I saw somewhat similar with what Danny's describing? Do they sound like they're maybe in the same species, if not the same thing?
They don't sound dissimilar enough for you to think that it's some kind of like just coincidence. There's definitely a similarity in terms of the tone and the not the texture, the rigidity or lack thereof.
Okay.
So
that sounds exactly right, Larry. That sounds exactly like the thing that I saw. Okay, let's get to Henry quickly. He's fucking smart. It seems like every time I talk to him, he seems like he's got some sort of grasp, or maybe it's just confidence. Either way, we kind of need it right now because you and I are a fucking mess.
Yeah, we were going to go get Tony as well. All hands on deck type situation. I don't think we can trust the police on this one.
I agree. They were making accusations that were just absurd, and I don't know where they got any of the information that they were talking to me about, but yeah, I definitely don't trust them.
No.
Do you think we can trust Tony? I know Henry, really, what does he have to lose at this point? But Tony,
Henry will be involved. Okay, I think we all know Bill from the police station is a knob. And we know the superintendent's a bit ropey from what Henry was telling us the other day at the pub. So, but I think Tony's a man with a strong sense of right and wrong. I think he'll want to help us regardless for Margaret.
Cool.
I hope so.
You continue for another couple of minutes. You pick up Henry. You swing via Tony's, who I would say is probably a little dishevelled and confused initially, but pretty quickly gets himself in order, piles in the car. And you make yourselves your way to one of Little Tregor's more unique spots. So Little Tregor Public Library and Laundrette is the unfortunate consequence of pretty poor planning and even poorer council coffers. So it eschews the usual kind of public library sound and tone for a slightly more convivial, noisy experience. Large entrance either side is filled with double-stacked washer-dryer combos, all coin-operated, obviously. In their midst is the library reception desk. Whoever's staffing that on any given day is more than likely than not wearing a pair of industrial ear defenders. And they shout quite a lot more than typical librarians. It's not unknown for there to be fist fights over loose change in the lobby. And then behind this is the library proper, albeit still somewhat noisy. It's got a kind of like respectable but out-of-date collection of books. At some point, it was probably one of the like larger, you get those hub regional libraries. It was probably one of those for the area at some point. It's got, unsurprisingly, quite a lot of books. And also in one of the back corners, there's a line of desks squirreled away behind sections 730 to 739 on the arts and recreation section, where there are a series of beige computer terminals that have access to the new information superhighway. also known as the World Wide Web. It will be called one of those things forever. As usual, anyone who wanted to check, 2 of the 4 are completely out of action at any given time, showing garbled shit on the screen. But you arrive, some of you hobbling, some of you looking very confused. It's relatively quiet. There's not too many people doing laundry. What would you like to do?
So wait, you're telling me that you dreamt you got fingered by a dead woman and you tried to get sucked off in the shower by a starfish?
Yeah, and if it wasn't for a dream, well, I would have said it was a dream if you weren't limping.
That's a hell of a paraphrase, but that's pretty much it, yeah.
Yeah, you kind of nailed
Just trying to get
exactly
to
what happened, Henry.
Yeah.
Did you?
Sure you didn't slip and just cut yourself?
No, and then I'll be like, no, because look, I also have this, and I'll pull off my shoe, and it will just like be leaking blood. My sock will just be fucking covered in blood, and I'll be like, I did cut myself, but that was after I was trying to escape from it. And I'll start applying proper bandaging and things like that to my foot outside the library before.
Were you on the absinthe as well last night?
No, I drink cranberry juice. I haven't had a.
Larry, did you spike his drinks?
I did put vodka in your cranberry juice, yeah.
What? Again? You said last time you were going to stop that, Larry.
Look, we all needed something last night. It was fucking horrendous what we saw. On that note, given the weird circumstances of Margaret's body, the police being fucking weird, and the experiences of me and you, Henry, I think all bets are off in terms of what could cause this. I think our imaginations can run wild with this one. I know logic's going to go out the window. What do you think we look at? Are we going mad, or are we onto something?
Does Henry pick up that they are 100% telling the truth? There's no bullshit here. It's not psychosis. It's nothing that, like, they are straight serious. Everything they've seen is gospel.
Make a psychology roll. You can have a bonus die because you know them both reasonably well.
Excellent stuff. That should be one of my higher rolls. There we go. Extra 10. I'll take that one. That is a 33 for a success. Straight success.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, they both seem a little bit confused, but not because they're not telling the truth. And in fact, if anything, the confusion seems to add more credence to what they're saying. They seem like people who are generally quite rattled.
Okay. Henry generally considers himself a pretty good read of people as well, so he'll heft this battered briefcase that he's got. It's like an old Samsonite briefcase, really shit and battered. Like one of the flaps is already up on one of the combination locks. But he'll just sort of point to the desks and say, let's go set up over there, and then we need to head over to the occult section or the science fiction and that sort of area.
I've just had a thought.
Henry saying the occult section. Tony did keep the pamphlet, the leaflet, in his coat pocket. Mm-hmm. So he's left the letter at home. That's just weird to him, but maybe he just kept hold of that one. So I think he's going to pull that out now. He's going to look at it, and then he's going to go, are either of the two working computers free at the moment?
No.
Okay.
But Henry has just pulled out what in the 1990s was probably described as a laptop. These days it would be described as a flatbed.
Yeah, so I'll take out one of the old IBM, I think it was IBM ThinkPads, the old big bastards. As we head to the desk then, I'll just lean down under the table yank a cable out the back of the PC and plug it into the laptop, and then start running AOL dial-up or whatever the fuck it is at this
That
point.
looks like fucking witchcraft to me, mate. No wonder you're into some weird shit. I don't even know what that means, what you just did.
I can hear the
tell-
fucking hard drive spinning up as well.
Yeah.
The woman at reception's like, get off the phone, I need to use the internet.
Yeah.
I just had a thought, you know, speaking of weird shit. Do we need to look up anything about the mining museum and the weird shit that book?
That was kind of
Coal.
going to be my next
Stuff.
suggested stop after this.
Right.
Was let's see what we can find out here, and then I don't know, head to this mining museum and see what they've got.
Henry, if you don't mind me throwing a thought into the mix, maybe on our way to the mining museum, because it's on the other side of town, we could stop at Woolworths and just get some gear. Just to you know, I don't want to be getting attacked again and not be a little bit more prepared, as it were.
Sure, Woolworths, or do you want a hardware store or anything like that? I don't.
What sort of gear do you want? Are you thinking like
Do we have a
dolly
hardware
mixture
store
or?
I mean,
Yeah, there's
surely
hard-
Larry's got. Yeah, Larry and Tony must know.
If it's
where
tools you need, I've got
hardware
the van, you silly bastard.
Of course.
Tools? I was thinking like magazines to wrap around my forearms and like, you know, like or things that we could use as padding underneath our clothing because it barely touched me.
Are you thinking of going to play football or something, or rugby? Like, what
Have
do you
you
mean?
had a blow to the
I
head?
just got attacked by a random snake creature, reptile, fucking tentacle thing in my shower. And it barely touched me and it lacerated my leg.
So
I
get
don't
some,
think Fisherman's Weekly is going to help you with that,
get
is
some
it?
cricket bats and some cricket pads, shin pads.
Or a knife.
Yeah.
A knife? I
So-
mean, are you sure a knife?
Let's say that this ongoing tactical discussion continues for the 4 or 5 minutes that it takes for an IBM ThinkPad to boot up
I mean, it's
and then
battered as
successfully
well.
connect over what at most is probably an ISDN line.
ISDN, yeah.
Also,
So-
I think, Henry, you've had to plug it in because it's used most of its battery booting.
Oh, it would, no, the only way to get it to start up was to plug the power in.
Yeah.
So, you are now on. Yeah, probably AOL browser because you know it's free.
I will find Ask Jeeves,
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, old school.
and I will try and type into the search engine weird pseudopod dead creature and see what it comes up.
100%. You type that and then look up, and it's still typing it on the screen.
Yep. I'll hit enter and then wait another 10 minutes to go for it to go and do its search.
While we're then waiting for that page to load, Tony will then show you guys this leaflet. Guys, I got this leaflet like in the morning through my letterbox. Did any of you get this? It's like weird. I've had like the other churches give their leaflets and stuff, but I've never seen this.
Is that the weird Jesus stuff your dad does, Henry? Or is that something else? Something else?
Yeah, he's a bit of a character.
Oh, Keeper, do I know whether my dad is a member of the Universal Church of Our Eternal Kin? Or is it
Well,
just the
so let's
standard
roll
church?
to see whether you've ever given your dad's weird religious ramblings enough time to have picked up anything other than the fact you did.
That's on the floor.
No. What am I rolling, Keeper?
I don't know. It feels like history, but at the same time, yeah. Fuck it, look, that'll do.
Yeah, just a luck roll to see if I've actually paid attention to anything.
Well, it's exactly the same as your history, so yeah, either's fine.
I got a 33, which is a success.
33. Yeah, sounds about right. You're not sure, and to you, every church is the something of something. And in your head, you probably, substitute that with the money gouging church of utter bullshit, or the whatever it is that you're currently feeling vents your frustrations and resentment to the whole view. Your dad's always borne it quite kind of like calmly, but yeah, it could be. You'd say sounds about right. You
yeah,
probably
I
not
think-
seen the pamphlet, but
That's definitely new. I didn't realise they were handing them out. Fucking hell, sorry, Tone. But yeah, no, Dad, somewhat involved in something like I don't pay any attention. I'm not gonna lie.
What I don't understand is, I mean, this wasn't brought round by the postie, and at the same time there was a letter, the same letter that I saw in the police station, and it.
Where's the letter?
Well, I left it at home because I opened
why?
it. There was nothing written on it. Nothing. Like a folded piece of paper.
And that didn't seem the slightest bit fucking suspicious.
Yeah, it felt super weird. But it's a blank
You
piece
just
of
thought
paper.
you'd leave that at home.
Hey, I've read some novels before where they do spice stuff like that, and it's like magic ink that if you light a candle underneath it, it shows up the words, or lemon juice, or something like that.
Lemon
Yeah.
juice and heat.
Fuck, mate. Is that a
There
thing?
is
Do you want to
Quiet.
go and get it while I finish this search? Or?
Yeah. No, I'll go.
Here's
I'll
the
go
keys to
get
the
it.
van.
He'll take
a
the van.
quiet dink in the background as the search result completes, and
Ding. Oh.
Tony, you head off with the car keys.
Yep.
I like to think we all lean in around Henry's screen as this result comes in.
No privacy screens here.
So,
I mean, the screen's got a big crack down it.
Can we have a computer use?
Ooh.
Absolutely. Come on, big money. I'm going to push that roll.
Okay.
Push it real good.
So I'll sort of click around, be like, no, that's bullshit, and then I'll dive into one particular link, trying to get further. And no, fucked it again. But do you know what? Yeah, I will spend, because I'm quite keen to succeed on this. That was a 66. I am going to spend. What do I need? 21 points of luck to make that a success.
Ooh, that's a big spend.
Eager.
So big boy spend right there.
Fucking switching on that
Can't do the
VPN
maths
that he
now.
doesn't even know what exists.
Oh, just came here pre-installed. So, okay, cool. Well, yeah, you kind of go down a little bit of a rabbit hole. You definitely cancel a couple of images that start loading because you were searching for anything
shit.
involving tentacles in the late 90s. But you do find it. Initially, you end up on a conspiracy site about kind of cryptids and UFOs and all that sort of bollocks. And there's
What's
talk
SCP?
about the all sorts of things, but a lot of them in this particular one are kind of like flesh centric, shall we say? So terms like the unsleeping flesh, and attached to one of the posts is a link to an image. And most particularly interesting is the caption of the image, which obviously has loaded early enough that I can read it to you before I share the image, is that this was a Polaroid found on the corpse of a photographer outside a church in Malaysia, actually, called the Church of Eternal Unity. And it is... That's not the right fucking thing, Steve. Use your brain. There we go. That
Waiting for it to line render.
little bit grainy.
Shen, Shen. Shen.
It's never clear, is it?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Is this
That's
look
it.
familiar?
That's exactly what I saw. Larry, is that the kind of thing you were seeing?
No, that's the facehugger from Alien.
I didn't know you were into sci-fi. We should probably talk a little bit more about our hobbies to get.
We really should, actually.
Mine was a sloppy, slurpy Margaret. There was no, it wasn't a creature or anything. Well, it was a creature, but it was a Margaret creature. It didn't look like that.
Okay, and you know what?
Did yours smell salty like the sea? Like a fishing boat?
Yeah, it smelled like, like seaweed mixed with wind. That musk that comes off the ocean.
Oh yeah, Margaret smelled a bit like that, with sick thrown in.
Oh, and also, look at this. Look, this pamphlet is like A4, and this Polaroid is almost the same. So I'm like, what camera did they use to take this Polaroid? Because it's massive.
Oh, sorry, I've just zoomed in. Let me zoom back out.
This computer is crazy.
Oh, sorry, I totally misunderstood. I thought that was just a giant Polaroid. I was gonna say, I want to meet the man who invented such a camera. But
And that's definitely what you saw.
I mean, it looks like a spider, except it's got the wrong number of legs.
So
what does it say about that on the web? What's it called? The web page?
The Church
On the
of
Jeeves.
Eternal Unity. Let me type that in as well. The caption just says, the Church of Eternal Unity, and then that weird creature apparently found on a body of a photographer. So I suppose that makes sense.
On the body, as in like he
How-
was dead?
How is that linked to the church?
Yeah, I did
though?
just say dead photographer. Well, shall we search the church? Opens up a new tab, waits for the page to load. Ash Steves again. Enters it in.
Yep.
Hits enter.
The church doesn't appear to actually have a webpage.
Well, they've got a phone number.
I suppose it's early days. Well, this church has, but the Church of Eternal Unity. Do you think they're connected?
Universal Church of Eternal Kin.
Well, their
Well-
tagline is unity and bliss, so there might be a connection.
It's a good point. It's
How
very
old's the
many
article? They might have had a rebrand.
yeah, that's
How
what
old
I
is
was
the article
thinking.
keeper?
Liminal.
I think at this point Tony probably gets back because he's really good at making his way around the town. He knows all the little shortcuts and stuff, so he'd probably get back pretty damn
And
quick.
break turns.
Oh yeah, he's it's not his car, so he's going for it. Toolbox ain't where it was in the back.
Tools everywhere.
What you found, guys?
Well, this.
Well,
Point to the picture, explains everything. Is there a date on it at all, Keeper?
No.
Ugh, Shen, is that what got you?
yeah, basically.
And you managed to take a photo of it?
No, I didn't take a photo of it. Someone online took a photo of it.
Oh, yeah, no, of course.
And then they uploaded it on the line.
Wait,
And then
and sorry, this was at the Universal Church of Unity. Is that right?
No,
No?
it was at the Church of Eternal Unity in Malaysia, I think it said. Scrolls back up the page.
but
Oh,
we think it's the same thing. Or at least maybe tangibly connected was what we were thinking, Tony. What did you get the letter?
oh, yeah. I brought a lighter. Didn't know whether that was going to be, useful. I don't want to burn it.
Oh,
Good thinking. Does the article about the dead photographer say anything about his body and what state it was in? Was it like
Scroll
Margaret's?
down. Any notes on that, Keeper? Do I need to make another check?
What did you get on the last one?
I
used your luck,
used
didn't
luck
you?
to make it successful, so if you want me to roll again, I'm happy to.
I'll allow another check.
Okay. Computer use again?
Yeah.
There we go. 20 on the money for an extreme success. Sorry, hard success.
So, you kind of click through. There's one of those weird footer links that you used to sometimes get, where it was like registering a acknowledgement of a source rather than putting it in line or anything. It was like a footnote. And you follow that through to an article. It's largely sounds a bit mental. It's another kind of conspiracy site. However, it mentions that the body had been found and was unusually limp.
Oh. Wait. Limp. That's the exact word Larry used to describe the slurpy Margaret, as he put it a minute ago. And then that's what she was like. Her bones.
I was going to say, you were describing actual Margaret was like that.
Yeah. Wait. But that's
I'm
in
getting
Malaysia.
a little
Why
bit
would it be
uncomfortable.
here?
Can Tony look around and find one of those like internal library payphones? It's usually just one of the big grey ones just on the desk, but you've still got to pay to use it, sort of
it's
thing.
unfortunately quite near the laundrette, so it doesn't see an awful lot of use.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's there.
Cool. Can I go over and type the number for this church in on the bottom of the leaflet?
Yeah, you can.
Does it ring?
Yeah, it rings a few times. And then there's a kind of click with a hello, Little Trigger Mining Museum. How can I help you?
Oh, sorry. I think I got a wrong number.
Okay. And then there's a click.
So he slowly just puts the phone down again. Double checks and is like, I did type it in right. Guys, the phone number on the bottom of this goes to the mining museum.
What?
You sure you typed it in right?
He goes and does it again.
Cool. It rings a few times, and there's a click. And this time, there's what sound like drops falling into water somewhere very echoey.
Hello?
Bit.
Hello?
Another couple of drips.
Just slowly puts the headset down. All I could hear was dripping that time, like in a cave.
Or a mine.
Mine. Oh my god, Larry.
What's
Jesus.
yours?
Talking.
We're going to have to go to the mining museum sooner rather than later. This is getting weird.
Is it worth checking on? I mean, libraries usually have back issues of newspapers, don't they? Should we check to see if there was anything weird in there?
Or even independent magazines. You know, like people who write conspiracy novels or conspiracy theory magazines and stuff like that. Did anybody publish anything at the time of the mining accident linked to that
Larry,
weird...
you know, it's not all conspiracy. There's some fact in a lot of it. And there's a lot of science behind some of these theories, you know. It's not all just conspiracy and weirdos.
Look, I tell you what,
To be fair, Richard Nixon stuff turned out to be true, didn't it?
Let's look at the newspapers and also look at the Tree Gore Eye. Maybe, like you said, they've got a different perspective on it.
Oh, yeah. The mining accident and that weird stuff we found about the weird group about bone and flesh with the miners. It could be a link.
Or just any mention of the church. But yeah.
Right, who's
Jen.
taking what?
Right. So, for the sake of expediency, I think we can kind of collectively do some checks. So, I would say there is a magazine archive section. There's also the full Dewey Decimal System for you to work through. I would suggest that it would seem obvious to all of you that things like geography, history, those sorts of areas are probably better to search in. There's also a section on academic papers from people who've published, often like their thesis or something, but who are from the local area and they're kept there. What would each of you like to do?
I am a fucking legend at library use, so I will look for articles around the time of the incident. So, like independent publishings.
Yeah, cool. Okay.
Right.
Can I give Danny an assist on that, actually? Because even though he's looking for stuff that was published at the time, I'm looking for things. I'm looking for photos of Margaret's dead husband, because the dude in the middle of this poster is giving me a kind of energy, and I'm wondering whether it might be like the same person. The guy in the middle there. So I'm gonna just try and see if I can find photos of Margaret's old husband, along with helping Larry.
Cool. Okay. Tony.
Tony's got a passion about navigation, so he's probably been into the geography section a few times before. Not that he's looked for this stuff, but he is going to now. So I think he's going to be looking at in the geography section for the information about the mines. It might I don't know how much it would bleed into history, but it was certainly just like anything that is about those mines in the geography section. And maybe it would lead into the history about maybe how they were traversing or the industrialization of that mine.
Yeah, cool, okay. And Henry.
I assume that leaves me with the history section, I think.
Cool. Okay.
Because Larry, you said you were doing magazines, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, so I'll do the history bit.
Cool. So if everybody would like to make their various roles.
Library use.
Come on.
Seems reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's 30 and a naught?
Just 30.
Just
30.
300, Dave. You really failed.
You
I was checking if it was
instantly
40,
into a
because I
massive
never quite
tempo.
understand whether it's 30 or 40 when it shows you like that.
I got a success on my history check, just flat success.
I'm glad I've got a 60
67.
because I rolled 41, so I got a success.
Yeah.
So
I rolled
Success,
67
success.
under a 40. Under 70, sorry.
Sorry,
so-
Tony?
yeah, mine's a 30 from a 60, so that's half, which is a hard success.
Hard success.
Success.
Cool. And Shen, you were assisting
Danny.
Larry. Larry, did you roll at advantage? Well, with a bonus dice.
Oh, no.
Roll the 10s again.
It changes nothing. I rolled worse second time round.
Okay, cool.
Fantastic.
So, on the geography front, let's start there. There's quite a bit about the history of the mines, mining techniques. One of the things that was very noticeable around this part of the coast, where, unsurprisingly, mining had been quite a big industry for a really long time. A lot of people don't understand how old some of the Cornish mining industries were. They were shipping copper and tin and sometimes silver and gold as far as the Middle East and maybe further, way back into antiquity. A really ancient practice. As such, some of those mines were dug off of older mines, and it being coastal, they got quite good at mining under the sea. Prior to, not a long way, we're not talking like the Channel Tunnel here, but if they had a promising vein, they could get down and maybe as much as kind of like 100 meters or so out from the coast, if they felt it was worth it. The mines around Tregore include some of these very old excavations and also some more modern ones. It's an area that is very rich in minerals. As I said, those kind of surface quartz and slate and things like that. But like a lot of the coast, I mean, this is like the Tin Coast, right? And Cornish gold has often commanded quite a premium for its colour. So, there definitely was quite a lot of activity around it. You don't find anything in it that links it to anything sinister, but these are books on the geographic practices of mining industries, right? It's sort of right on. It's at the end of the section between geography and history.
Yeah.
If that
Does it
makes sense.
also then have like I say crude, I don't mean that, I just probably mean inaccurate drawings of where they believed that all of the mine tendrils were? Is there something along those lines?
Not of Little Tregore. But it does show exactly how they kind of branched out, and they almost look like kind of chickens' feet in how they'd be formed. So you get down, and they'd branch off inland. But when they went down, it was obvious, and in fact, it mentions this, that you didn't want to have too many tunnels below the seabed for two reasons. One, do them too close together. There's an awful lot of pressure there that's not self-supporting. And secondly, if one floods, they all flood, and the people in the ones that didn't start flooding probably aren't going to have time to get out. So it was generally poor practice. It would be, we'll pursue one vein, maybe two, three at a push, but it'd be quite spread out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, other than that, not a lot. The independent publishing crowd, so for the magazines, which are kind of kept near the rest of the published papers and stuff like that, you dig around for ages, there's a lot, as you can imagine, a lot of crap. Like a gardener's world doesn't need conserving for posterity, but apparently someone's decided that it must be. There's, you're working through tons of shit. You take quite a while doing this. But you do, after some searching, actually not in the magazines themselves, but in one of the published papers, find something titled Neolithic Sites and the Challenges of Modernity, Sacrifices to Capitalism, that was published in 1968 by Henrietta Dick. It's a very boring academic tone, but it references several sites of archaeological interest which were built over in the kind of early 1950s in the centre of Little Tregore. When it was being renovated. Back then, there was still kind of a fair amount of industry coming through the mines. It was a well-to-do town. There's a number of sites that are mentioned, none of which really, they're probably houses that have been long built over by whatever was being built. But it does mention that the cinema was being built and that the old theatre was rebuilt. That had been there before, but was being renovated. Little Tregore Town Hall, there's like a section around the same region of the High Street that was clearly very heavily renovated. And that there was some protests or objections to the fact there might be items of archaeological interest in that area. And the rest of it's very dense, boring academic bullshit, frankly, about, if you ever met somebody who's got a PhD, they might be a lovely person. So anybody watching with one, but nobody is really as interested in the thing as you wrote your thesis about as you are. So it goes down that kind of route. And finally, history. Henry.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of success did you have?
I just got a straight success.
Straight success.
Standard success.
Right, so just before we go for a break, I'm going to drop something else onto Owlbear.
Oh.
You find a book called Ancient Religions and Folk Practices of Early England and Wales by the author Andrew Bunyans. In it, there is a section which talks about pagan practices along what is now the north coast of Cornwall. I will leave you to read that for a moment.
Do you want me to read it for the sake of the people on the podcast, or do you want to read it?
They can't be bothered to turn up and watch. I don't see why we should do them any favours.
Everybody listening on the podcast, we do love you, really.
Based on where we are on the time, Why don't
Yeah.
we have you reading that as the return after the break?
Fantastic.
So we will come back to that. That's a cliffhanger, everybody. We will be back in 5.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Deal.
5 minutes.
Cool. Right, I'm going to go and top up my professionalism. I shall see you all shortly. Welcome back. We are going straight into a brief reading by Henry Press.
A reading by Henry Press. No, sorry. So yes, this page, or 2 pages in this little book I found, reads: "The Watchful Brethren of Bone are mentioned in various guises for as long as written records exist, and as part of oral traditions going back even further. Known perhaps notably, considering the location, in the Old Welsh tongue as Breda Gwyllis Asgwern, or Asgorn, the stories speak of them as keepers,
isn't that the other place?
custodians..." Oh, shit. Yes, we've read that before. Hold that thought.
Sorry.
As keepers, custodians, or possibly jailers. While their activity up and down the coastline has been reported persistently for at least 1,000 years, very little is known about them other than their extreme secrecy. Whatever it was they kept or guarded, it is unknown, and while subject to suspicion, they don't seem to have been considered hostile or unwelcome. The only other detail that seems consistent is that although they were of pagan origin, they apparently had something like a monastery on the Isle of Vigil, just off the shore of what is now Little Tregore. This was widely known to be sacred ground, with trespass forbidden and warnings of the usual superstitious nature given against even sailing too close to it. One of the more colourful examples of such threats mentioned in several sources is that those who disturb the watch of the Lord of Bone may be swallowed by the tide of unsleeping flesh.
Oh, we've heard that before.
Yeah. It was also said that they were somehow responsible for the unusually inclement weather suffered by that stretch of coast as a means of keeping people away from the island. It is likely from these tales that the island gained its name. It is perhaps fitting then that the island later became home to the Tregore Lighthouse. While long abandoned for more modern technologies and newer lighthouses on nearby headlands, the Tregore Lighthouse still stands today, and the island it calls home remains protected. Though rather than by threat of supernatural retribution at the hands of angered druids, it is now under the protection of the National Trust. One final detail that leaves a tantalising question is the disappearance of Breda Gwyllis Asgorn sometime prior to the turn of the 19th century. While local rumours of cults and strange activity continue, common in more rural areas, there is no mention of the Brethren in any current sense beyond 1796. What became of them is unknown, but it may be of note that the original lighthouse was completed that year. Oh.
So do we not need to go to the mine and we need to go to the lighthouse?
How far off is the island from the edge of the seashore?
It's not a large island. It's probably 3-4 miles.
Okay. Seeing
sorry.
this section, Tony also goes to Henry. Do we confirm what language that is?
Well, it says the Old Welsh tongue.
Can Tony run off and try and find a Old Welsh dictionary of some kind?
Is that to translate?
Yeah.
Because it says the Watchful Brethren of Bone.
It was still to try and
No,
double check, but
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So the Welsh dictionary is in the consonants section of the library, and fairly easy to find.
he's not. He's also not going to do it here. I think you know. He
Okay,
grab
okay.
it, but doesn't have the intention to do it here. Yeah, as long as he can find one.
Okay, cool.
And the unsleeping flesh is that thing you found on that website, isn't it?
far too similar.
I mean, what are we doing here, though? Are we trying to, what are we doing? We're clearly out of our depth here, gentlemen. I'm not sure if you agree with me, but I don't intend to be attacked by any more things.
Speaking of depth,
Why is it-
I need an off.
Why is it attacking us? Who disturbed the watch of the Lord of Bone?
Well, maybe
Did Margaret?
what confuses me is that's pointing us towards the lighthouse, but I think the mining accident probably started off a series of events that has led to something. This is going to sound crazy when I say it, but something escaping that was maybe trapped down there before.
Ari,
And that's why
describe your
there's been-
dream.
That's why there's been no. We didn't need the Brethren anymore because they trapped it down the mines, maybe. And that's why they disappeared from record, because they didn't need to do anything anymore.
Larry, what happened at the very beginning of your dream?
Oh, don't make me relive it. Right,
I
here
don't
it
need
is.
the
and all
Margaret bit, but the beginning.
So, I was kind of asleep, and then I woke up to the feeling of something on my legs. And then it stunk of the sea, and all I could hear was this gurgling sound, like somebody was gargling water or drowning.
Larry, as you're recounting this and kind of trying to scour your memory, you're kind of dragged back through the dream. Almost in like rewind. You're seeing it happen as you work back from the bit that's most definitely occupied your attention up until now. It was certainly the bit that was the most impactful. But as you think back, you remember that it started with you going back into the bathroom at Margaret's.
Oh, that's right. If I think back, I was in Margaret's house before that, staggering through the upstairs into the bathroom, and then it's almost as if somebody chucked themselves down the stairs.
Well, it looks like we have 3 things that we need to go and look at. I, personally, don't want to look at any of them. I don't feel like guys, we're not prepared for this. Please, someone am I being crazy? Why are we trying to follow these leads?
Well, I don't think anybody's prepared for this, but I want to know what happened to Margaret.
Someone has to figure out what happened to Margaret, and the police aren't doing anything.
Look, what if we fail?
At least we tried.
Gentlemen, excuse me, we're going to be closing for lunch in a minute.
Fuck's sake.
So if you can go and do whatever weird stuff it is you're doing elsewhere, that would be very welcome. You checking that book out, man?
Actually, yes, I will. And sort of closes the laptop, pulls the cable out, unplugs the power, puts it in the suitcase, which takes a good 7 minutes, and then walks over with his library card, which was given to him by Margaret as well, and we'll sort of take the book.
Hey, thinking of if everybody's going to go on lunch, this is the perfect time to sneak into the mining museum and have a snoop around.
I ain't doing that on an empty stomach. I'm going to the pub.
What do you think?
The name of the pub again?
Lighthouse. Keep us in.
Lighthouse Keeper's Respite.
There we go.
We're going to the pub. That's my vote.
Cool.
What about the mining museum? There'll be nobody there.
So as you're theatrically whispering, the lady behind the desk, you say, "The mining museum?
Yeah.
You don't want
Yeah.
to go up there. It'll probably be bloody closed anyway. That sour-faced harpy, she won't open unless she has to.
Sorry, which sour-faced harpy?
Bloody Gladys Quim. Work-shy syphilitic whore. Unless that work in question can be done flat on her back, she's got no interest in it.
To be fair, when you rang earlier, she only picked up the phone one time.
Yeah.
Probably her done for the week then.
Well,
You said she's a slag.
Oh yes, notorious. Whole world's seen her shame.
Shen, have you had a go? You know, call the ladies.
What? Larry.
Look,
I'm not
politely, could
just
you
grab-
please all leave?
All right, fucking keep your knickers on.
No.
Oh, well, I'd like some.
Can I have the book?
Yes.
Right, thank you.
Libraries, what it's for.
Cool. Shall we
You know, I really hate people.
get out of here? Guys, I mean, if we need to go to the pub and the mining museum, me and Larry could go check out the mining museum if you two wanted to go, I don't know, check out the pub.
You think you want to go to the pub because
look.
Barry knows lots of weird shit and weird stories and stuff?
Well, he's always talking bollocks, isn't he?
What about if it's not bollocks?
then it's
That's
better
my
we
thought.
know. Look, guys,
So,
I ain't going on an empty stomach. Then I'll come with you. Look, I'm happy to go. Just
Why don't I take Tony for a pint and a sandwich? You guys hit the mining museum.
And we'll meet at the
And
boat
we
for the
meet back.
lighthouse.
Yeah?
Silly question. The Lighthouse Keeper's Respite isn't a pub that's next to the lighthouse, is it? It just happens to be called that because you can see it from the pub.
Just a pub called the Lighthouse Keeper's Respite.
Okay. Let's do it.
Right, Tony, you coming with me?
yeah.
Sorry, Steve, we've split the party.
It's easier to die that way.
Apologise to me. Cool. Okay. So, froze there. Exciting. Shen and Larry, you're piling into presumably Larry's van.
Yep.
Making a detour via Woolies, or did you scrap that idea?
I don't think it's a time for pick and mix, Shen.
I look, I'm scared. Sometimes I need just a little shot of sugar. Just I'll be 5 minutes.
I've got some bonbons in the back, and shut up and get in the van.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Werther's
Yeah,
Originals.
yeah.
So, you two head off to the car park and get yourself sorted, heading out to the museum. In the meantime, Henry and Tony would be first to get to the pub. Of note, the weather's definitely starting to turn for the worse. It was already pretty shit, as it always is here, but it's getting quite rough. Windscreen wipers are definitely like max. In the pub, 1997 on a Saturday afternoon, fuck all else to do. Pub's pretty busy. It's pretty much the primary social scene of the town, not that pub, but the pub in general. By the time you get in there, as thick with tobacco smoke, casual racism, all of the 90s staples of a busy bar. You walk in, Barry's in full flight, kind of just talking hot shit with a bunch of the regulars at one end of the bar. Kind of gives you a wave, makes excuses kind of the people he's talking to, and heads over. Afternoon, lads.
Hey, yo. Henry, do you want half? I'm having half.
Fuck it, sure.
Two halves and fish finger sandwich, please.
Yeah, absolutely, lads. Look, nothing personal, but you both look like shit.
Well, that's why that fish finger sandwich is going to be right nice when it comes by.
Fair enough. Well, yeah, I'll go over to the table in a minute. Quick one, though. Making it easy on you today. Question of the day. What's your favourite colour?
What's my... Blue. Yeah, he looks down at his coat. Blue.
All right, okay, fair.
Oh.
Mine's green. Nice and safe,
Right.
green. Yeah, not fair. Leaving anything heavy on folk with your current demeanour. He kind of pushes a couple of drinks across the table. Bring the food over in a minute.
Listen,
Actually, Barry,
what-
why are you...
Go on, Henry.
Tony, go on.
After you.
Barry, have you always been a bit of a weird knobhead?
Or maybe I should have gone. Jeez.
Well, some folks have got that view, yeah. But walk a mile in a man's shoes.
Yeah, no, sorry, I didn't mean that quite as harsh as it came out. I am weird, fucking weird morning. What do you know about the lighthouse?
Not the pub
Psychology
we're in.
check.
No, say make a what? Sorry,
Psychology roll.
gift of the gab. This should be one of my stronger skills. That is a 16, which I believe is a hard success.
Hard success. The muscles in his face kind of tighten for a minute as he clearly has to recalibrate his current thought process. Well, you know, Ms. and Bobs, why would you be asking?
Yeah, that's really unspecific. But do you know why it was built there?
Look, you lads. Go and have a sit down for a minute. I'll bring over your sandwiches myself.
Thanks, Barry.
Eh? I mean, he could have just answered the question. Like, why would I go sit down?
He just sort of like and turns around and goes out back bar.
I'll go and sit down at one of the tables. Presumably there is a really shitty half-burnt candle in the middle of the table. It's not romantic at all. It's just kind of one of those ones that they actually use to kind of half light this place.
Yeah, it's got some fag butts sticking in it, but
100%. It's not lit, but yeah. So I'll go down and I'll pull out the envelope and look to Henry. You said he brings one of. If this is a, what do I do with this thing?
Oh, that or lemon juice. So, I mean, you've got a lighter, right? So just hold it distant so it's not going to burn the paper.
I try and do that. Burn my thumb. I go fuck, and then I'll light the
Don't
candle.
angle the lighter that way.
I'll light the candle and go, that's easy, I've got two hands now. Right. And we'll just try and get it, and we'll try and get it over the candle.
okay. With check-wise, doesn't really feel fair to make this sleight of hand. Don't you go straight dex? Check.
Straight decks. Where's
Can
my
I
deck?
angle it over the light, get it at an angle where you're hitting enough of
It's
the
in your
page?
characteristics on the left-hand side.
Yeah, I got it. Right. Decks. Oh, yeah. 18, which is a hard success. Less than my half.
Nice.
So there doesn't appear to be any hidden writing on this paper, but what there does seem to be is the remaining imprint of where someone's written on a piece of paper above it.
Aha. Which I see because I'm looking through the light source behind it now.
Yeah, you can just about.
Can I right? There'll be another one of like the taxi phones in the pub, presumably with a mug of pencils next to it. Can I go over, grab one, and come back?
In fact, you're on the way to doing that, and you walk past the dartboard, and there are pieces of chalk.
Even better. I'll grab that and do that thing. Yeah, you scratch it over, and it will leave the negative of what someone wrote.
I am going to allow, I think, a luck roll.
How do I do a luck roll?
Buck it up. Roll your D and 100.
Just under my luck roll. Okay.
Yeah.
Shit. Couldn't do much worse. So what's a push? What do I do to push?
You can re-roll it, but the outcome may be worse than it would have been if you failed the first time round.
And you have to explain what you do different.
Scribbles harder.
I'm going to have to because I rolled a 98. So that was awful. So I'm going to
Sure,
push.
that's a fumble, isn't it?
So yeah, exactly. So I'm going to push this to a 47. So that is under 77. Not by so that's just a success.
How much luck did you have? Fucking hell.
77.
So, you
in order to push it, maybe I tried it on the table, and then that, I don't know, maybe nearly got a corner wet. So I very quickly pulled it off, and then I actually went up to the dart board, put it on that, and then started scratching on that.
Okay, yeah. You don't get the full message here. You're not sure whether the full message would actually have been recoverable. It looks like it's been kind of written across a corner.
Yeah.
Anyway, you pick up the word "scare him" and stop sniffing around.
Okay.
And then a bit of a gap, and then the letters SUP, and then it kind of cuts off the edge of the corner.
Not as an acronym, more that's part, but I may consider half a word.
Yeah, part of the word.
Okay. All right. Well,
What you're
Henry?
doing?
Yes.
There's been a lot of chatter in the pub. It's fairly loud, lively. TV's on, load of usual stuff, local news. Been chatting about like weather, some kind of complaints about a development somewhere down the coastline, people's cats being stolen by seagulls, the usual small town nonsense. And then it cuts to the weather. And you're aware that the noise in the pub suddenly doesn't stop. It like softens, it becomes muted. And the voice of the TV presenter becomes more distinct. You can't quite understand most of what they're saying, but it's much clearer than everything else. And there's this kind of growing sensation that it's not like the pub's got quieter. It's almost like this anti-noise has started filling the room. You feel a little bit, and Henry as well, a bit woozy, like the walls are breathing and expanding and contracting. And then it passes, and the first sound you hear as things start returning to normal, the last sound you hear from the TV before things start returning to normal, and residents of Little Dragor are urged to stay at home in the warm until the storm passes. There's a beat, just a moment, and then probably about 20% of the pub just stands up, gathers their things and leaves. We will, at that point, switch to Larry and Shen.
What are we listening to in the van, Larry, as we're driving?
Westlife.
Incredible.
Surely
we're
we
just
wouldn't
vibing.
take that in
I
the
think it's
90s.
silence.
Gonna need a sanity roll
just
for that.
vibing as we go.
So,
Two.
the weather's pretty bad. Visibility's down to maybe sort of 60 feet, something like that, and the wind is starting to pick up. The roads are pretty clear, mostly because nobody ever really comes to Little Tregore. So you need to overtake something, you just do. The other lane's pretty much clear. The fields around the town are pretty agricultural. There's a lot of cows, a lot of sheep. When you'd usually expect in this weather for them to be kind of huddling under trees, they seem to be roaming more aimlessly and with a degree of agitation. Nothing. I mean, it's unusual, but it's not like not levitating or anything like that. They're just, seem unsettled and aren't taking shelter like they usually would.
Even the animals don't care about the rain anymore. So everyone's so used to it.
Yeah, I mean, I literally feel like my raincoat is now stitched to the outside of all of my suits because it just comes with me everywhere.
I think
Do
I'm
you have any
waterproof
suits?
now.
So, yeah, not a lot really eventful happens on the drive. Bit of chatting, comments on the weather, that sort of thing. It's only about, well, usually it'd probably take about 10 minutes. Probably a bit more like 15 because you're taking it a little bit easy, because all it would take would be to be someone overtaking without much notice. Your visibility's not great, and that would have been a very short journey. So you take your time, but you get there. The Little Tregore Mining Museum is one of those like visitor centre type places. If in your head you had beige pebble dash and dark terracotta roof tiling, white UPVC windows and doors, the windows nearly entirely blocked out by flyers, pamphlets, advertising, and what was probably once supposed to be mahogany stained wooden posts holding up the porch over the entrance, then you're on the money. That's the visitor centre part, that's the accessible part. It backs on to a much, much older complex, which is part of one of the old mining complexes around here. That's a sort of museum. It's not, some parts of it, from your knowledge, are used as a museum. Other parts of it are very much private, not particularly, I mean, it's an old mine. It's a very old, open, freestanding stone building anyway, so not hugely safe. And then obviously there's the mine component of that, which is particularly dangerous and was not something that was publicly accessible even before the famous accident, at which point everybody went, shit, probably don't want anyone else dying there. That would be very bad for business. So you've got this building tacked onto, the modern building tacked onto the big, dark, broken mining complex. It wasn't just a building for the mine, it had the smelteries, it had the coke chimneys and all of that. So it's quite, at its time, it would have been the equivalent of like a factory complex, not like a full modern one, but pretty bloody big for its time. And it was still in use well into certainly late Victorian. I think by the time the latter years of the mine, the complex was kind of more just housing for, well, not housing for miners, where they keep their stuff between shifts. Little bit of a kind of more informal museum component, and most of the actual processing stuff happened off site. So old, dilapidated. So the beige annex is what you kind of pull up in the little gravel car park in front of. There's no real sign of life, and it's pissing it down.
Do you know what I'm thinking, Shen? I'm thinking that book where we found out about the envoys of the bound flesh and all of that stuff was from a private collection from the mining museum. So I'm thinking that's not going to be in the visitor centres, is it? It's going to be in the back. So I think we maybe need to sneak into that bit around there.
Sneak in, Larry. Are you? I thought we were just coming to check out the building or something.
No, we're doing breaking and entering. What do you think we were going to be doing?
Oh, I was strictly told by my father, you either break or you enter. You don't ever do them at the same time. So what are we doing? This is crazy, Larry.
Well, you break and I enter, and then we've done one each.
That's... For some reason...
Fucking got you there, Dr. Smarty Pants, and I. Fucking with my logic. How about that for a loophole?
It does make a lot of sense. I mean... Okay, fine. How are we getting in? What's your plan? Like,
well, you check if the slag on reception is there, and I'll sneak around the back. And if she's not there, you can meet me around the back, or see if you can break in from the inside. I don't know why I called her a slag. I've never met the lady. She's probably nice. I'm just basing it on what the library lady said. I feel bad now.
Hey, we all say things we don't mean. I'll go check on the lady on the counter, and good luck. If I can get in somehow, I'll see if I can unlock, a window for you or something.
Okay.
Do you have a... shit. Do you have a pager on you?
This is not a medical drama. This is not ER. We don't have one of them.
Fine.
Cool. Bird noise.
A bird... Fine, I'll come up with a bird noise in the moment.
It's a mine. You got to do a canary noise, surely.
What the fuck does a canary sound like?
Caw.
That, now that I think about it, is exactly what it sounds like. It's so strange. Is that like your party trick?
Yeah, I can make animal noises. Yeah.
I can't wait to hear.
I watched a lot of
these
Michaela Strachan Really
continuous
Wild show when I was a kid on BBC. It's a very niche reference that only people of my age from the UK will understand. Everyone else Google it.
So where are we going with this? Larry's going for...
I'm breaking into the bit at the back that shouldn't be allowed. Shen's going in the visitor centre, see if he can break in from that side.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So
Obviously, I'm taking my toolbox with me.
You both dash. Fortunately, the weather's horrendous, so the clanking of you dicking about with the toolbox stand, booking it down the side of the building is not as obvious as it otherwise would be. Shen, you head in through the front door. We'll actually start with Larry. What are you looking for?
So either like a boarded up window or an entrance that I could break into, or if there is just like a bolted door, I was trying like bolt cutter it and try and get in, or hammer and chisel through it.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to say you kind of go in and head down the right-hand side of the building. It kind of like curves around, and then you get into along the old wall. There's a bit of that that's still got roof over it, which appears to cover part of the still maintained library bit. There's not a door, but there does appear to be a skylight. It's got, when I say it's got iron bars over it, they're those ones that are more like, so a big bird doesn't fall out of the sky and break the glass than keeps a hardened criminal inside type thing. They're those like the weird thin ones you used to get on some other industrial estates and stuff, just to basically discourage someone chucking a brick through the window, basically.
So so would I probably ascertain I could probably prise that off, or at least unscrew it?
Yeah, you can't imagine it's been particularly well maintained. It's rusty. Probably doesn't see an awful lot of foot traffic.
I'm doing it. I'm going to try and break in via that. Okay,
so you can please make a climb check to get up onto the roof.
Fuck.
Ooh.
Didn't anticipate. I thought I'm going to be good at breaking in because I've got locksmith. I didn't anticipate the fact that I need to get to the window first. So let's see how this goes. 20 to beat, people. Oh, No. That was an 87. I got my hopes up and thought it was a 7. So I'm going to try and push that. And what I'll do is I'll try and clamber up and slip a little bit. But then what I'll do, I'll dry my boots off because they're all covered in shit and slush. So I get a bit more grip, and I'll wrap some chains around my feet, like you do in the snow, to try and get a bit more grip to ascend this wall.
Okay.
And I rolled a 78, which isn't any better against the 20. So that is
It's a bit better.
It's a bit better, but not for the consequence I'm about to receive, which I am spread ready to receive.
The good news is you do make it a little further up the wall the second time. Probably
Bad news.
actually far enough that you're starting to get a bit of a grip on the tiles. And the problem with the tiles is not only they're wet, they're covered in moss. So the chains on your shoes that are maybe doing a questionable amount other than building your confidence aren't enough to stop you slipping. So you're going to take 2 damage as you fall very gracelessly and take a roof tile slap bang in the middle of the forehead. Not knock you out cold, but it leaves you feeling pretty confused and like, that fucking hurt. It's the kind of landing on your back, you know, when you get that kind of like, Jesus Christ, that hurt, I'm going to give it a minute. Yeah. Followed very shortly by that was nearly a severe concussion, I might leave it another minute, kind of like everything's spinning, the rain's already blurring your vision as it is.
I'm in that sort of frame of mind where I daren't move in case I'm paralysed, or if I do move I might make myself paralysed, so I'm just laid there like I daren't check. I'm just gonna recover for a bit. Hopefully nobody saw that.
There's a doctor with you.
We'll come back to that in a minute. Shen. In through the front door.
He gets stuck in the revolving door because he's so wide.
I just keep going round. Lady, help me out of this thing.
My lord, it's a human parmesan. No. So you go in. The immediate impression is that of a typical gift shop. Overly lit racks of shelves. They're filled with key rings and trinkets and a load of other bollocks. There's a kind of reception till along one wall. There's a door behind that into what appears to be a small back office. You get the impression that the thermostat was probably set to maximum when the building was built and has been left at that since. It's fucking warm in here. And then kind of further into the room, there's like glass display cases that have obviously got like historical displays and things like that. And then sort of beyond that, there appears to be more space that way, but you'd need to go over and have a bit of a look around to have more of an idea of what's there.
I will go in and I'm gonna just try and really, I guess, I'm thinking about Larry mostly and how I can get to Larry. I'm trying to just find some sort of path there. So I know Larry went down the left side of the building, so I'm gonna start heading that way. Is this lady anywhere that I can see? Obviously, is she sat out in the open?
No, you can't see her.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna like do my best, like kind of see, and then I think I'm gonna pause and be like, wait, why was the door open if no one's here? Or at least this late at night. So I'm gonna try and like double up in my effort and try and like stealth my way over to the left and see if I can find some sort of door or hallway or something along the left where I could maybe find a way in for Larry.
Yeah, okay. So, make a stealth roll.
A stealth roll. Ooh, that's not good. When you push, do you re-roll the 10 or the 100 or the D100?
The 10.
10. Okay. In that case, I'm gonna just take. I'm gonna just take it as a.
Is a push not a A full.
I thought a push was a reroll. Yeah. Full
Oh,
reroll.
yeah, sorry, full reroll. Oh, yes, sorry, yeah, bonus dice. Yeah. Yeah, full reroll.
My apologies. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna re-roll then. And the way I adjust it. Sorry, I've misinterpreted. I thought we were arriving here later than we were. So it's about lunchtime. So again, just kind of sneak my way through to the left. This time I'm gonna just try and like get my back to the wall a little bit more, because again, I think being surprised in the shower just has put me really on edge. So I'm just gonna try and approach it a little bit slower and come at it from a different angle, and I'll push to fucking suck again. So it's going, guys. We are fucking all over this right now. That's a 75 on a 60. So whatever.
So, after splitting the party and then splitting the party again, you Larry's borderline unconscious outside. And Shen, you are trying to be very quiet, but unfortunately, you're trying to maneuver between displays and those weird spinny stands that were like those key rings and shit on. And you're quite broad, and you catch one of those, and it falls. It doesn't just fall, it smashes a pane of glass in one of the display cases as it falls. And you hear a, "Who's there?"
I'll stand up and like brush my suit off, and be like, "Hello, is there someone here? Someone knocked over a bunch of things here. I just tripped on them. There was this terrible mess on the ground, and I just almost tripped and died.
We're closed."
I understand that. However, and he kind of thinks, I need to get Larry in here. So he's just gonna lean into it. I'm with the local detective service. I'm here to ask some questions about an ongoing case to do with some things in the town. Sorry, I hate to reveal my identity to you. I've been posing as a doctor in the town.
So you can't actually see this woman. She's yelling from somewhere out of sight. And yet, "This is Cornwall, not a police procedural."
I understand, ma'am, but I just have some important questions, and I'll try and walk a bit deeper to try and find the source of the voice. I'll start like heading towards.
You feel
the
like
source,
you're going in the wrong
source.
direction. It gets quieter. You get the impression it's coming back from near the front desk.
Okay, I'll go over to the front desk.
"I said we're closed."
I'm trying to find some answers about a book that came from a special collection here.
So
Do you know
this voice
anything
is
of these
coming.
books?
This voice is coming from the office behind the desk.
"Which part of
Oh,
we're
okay.
closed don't you understand? Go away and come back."
Fine, I will come back with a warrant, but you're gonna regret it. You're gonna regret it, and we'll see what happens. I will then kind of skulk off to the exit that I came in, and I'll go around the right side of the building, thinking I can somehow break in on the right-hand side of the building, while Larry does it on the other side.
Okay, so we are going to flash back to the pub for a minute
Nice.
whilst all that is going on. Everybody's just, well, not everybody, a large chunk of people have just fucked off and left. And as they are leaving, Barry Cameltoe comes out from the back bar door with a plate in each hand with a fish finger sandwich in each, watches them, looks down the bar at you two and nods towards the back bar and then shout, "Right, everybody out, we're closing."
So first question, is it normal that a severe storm would mean that everyone just leaves? Is that normal behaviour here? No.
No, there's plenty of bad storms around here. People almost like. At least it's more interesting than drizzle.
Yeah. I presume I would follow Barry then to the back bar. Yes.
I'll go with it. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. So, it lets you through. It's one of those really like low, arched doorways of a very old pub. And as soon as you are through, he turns around, closes the door that's pretty much never closed. You're in a space with like a kind of tatty sofa, a small desk, a couple of like wheelie desk chairs. The stairs up to the flat on one side, door down to the beer cellar on the other. Right, lads, I think we need a little bit of a powwow.
Sounds a little bit ominous.
It's all got very deep all of a sudden, Barry. I mean, why'd you close the pub?
You're going to need to bear with me for a minute. Some of this is a little bit strange and confusing. But it's important,
Everything
see?
you say is strange and confusing.
Go on then. He also takes the sandwich because he's still hungry.
Well, we haven't got much time for farting about, so listen up. First off,
Hit me.
don't go tasting them that's just gone, right? It's all occult nonsense. Unless you lot know an awful lot more than what you look like you do, and definitely the kind of thing what you shouldn't, there's nothing you can do.
Wouldn't be
Second
wouldn't be a church of our eternal kin, would it?
Bugger.
Unity and
At that
bliss.
point, I'm going to elbow Tony really hard. Just be like, shut the fuck up.
We'll come back to that in a minute. Second point, about to start raining. Really, really raining. Like you've never seen before. Before that gets
that
too
mean
bad, I'm going to
something?
need you to get me something.
A raincoat?
No. I need you to pronto, as they say on the continent. Go and get something back from me. Something was stole from us. Bring it back here, or hell breaks loose, so to speak.
Do you want to get a bit more specific around that, Cameltoe?
Look, in case you haven't guessed, I'm not a learned man. I just looks after things based on what I was told when I took this place on many years ago. And I'm going to need you to go up to the museum. They've got this funny sort of rock up there. We used to ship them all over the place over the years. There were two here. Well, here and hereabouts. But one got nicked. If you don't want to end up part of what Meat thinks heaven looks like, you'll bring that rock back here as quick as you can.
How are we going to know it's the right rock?
Well, you'll notice it when you sees it. Because it's shot through with bits of like bone and glass. In fact, it's all bone and glass, this kind of greeny glass. Called a stone of bone. I'll have it locked away up the museum. They won't want to let you in. Definitely won't want to let you takes it. But it'll be there. You get up there, and you bring it back here. I got to stay here, keep an eye on some other things. But you mentioned the church. What do you know?
Fuck
That's a
all.
member.
I got a leaflet this morning through the letterbox.
You got a leaflet? Let me
Yeah.
see it.
I look at Henry.
Sure.
I'll get it out. It's probably been
Right.
not. It's got a few crinkles in it now.
Can I
Okay.
check whether Cameltoe's having me for a fucking loop at
Yeah.
this point?
Yep.
We'll make a psychology roll. I'm pretty good at it.
Is Cameltoe all lip service?
Apparently, I'm not that good at it. That was a 97, and I will not push that one. So that's fair.
To be honest,
In fact, I think
increasingly difficult to tell what's real and what's not at the moment.
yeah, indeed.
Which is not a situation that's about to improve.
Shit.
Right, lads. Give me that. And he takes the pamphlet. And he goes over to the cellar door. And he opens it. And a kind of pale green light spills out. And he looks you in the eye and holds the pamphlet up to the light. If you would care to look at Owlbear Radio.
Fuck
Jesus
me.
fucking Christ.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
Barry, what the fuck is that? Oh, Barry, why?
That's what
What?
they're really selling, you see. What's it all about.
I fucking touched that.
And this light shows it up.
What fucking light is that?
Huh. Well, I suppose there's no harm in telling you now.
I grab the leaflet back and I will, like, look at it in the normal kitchen light, and I presume it just goes back to normal.
Back to normal, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the
For
lighthouse.
those listening on the podcast, the image has now changed to a bunch of horrific-looking people who look like they've aged about 700 years, and some weird eyes in the sky.
Like
That
if
light.
Gollum and the characters from the horror film Smile were smushed together.
Yes.
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 That light. That's the lighthouse.
That's the lighthouse.
A bit of it.
As in the light from the bulb, or
Come with me. He ushers you into the... It's fine.
I'm
As
not
I
going
said,
down there.
green's safe.
Green's safe.
Green is safe.
Green's
That's
safe.
why you like the colour green.
I do.
Barry, if you're gonna kill us down here, I'm gonna leave you a bad review.
I would be much better off just leaving to your own devices if they wanted you dead.
Oh, apparently so.
And he goes down probably 15 steps into... It's a beer cellar. There's a green light kind of suffusing it, pale green. And at the far end, there's another door. There's also a large whiteboard that looks like it's got the cleaning rotor written on it, which is resting up against a table as if it's been moved. And then this other door is open, and the light is spilling up from there. And he turns to you both and goes, well, see, it goes on and on like this for a bit. Welcome to the edge of the lighthouse, I suppose. The down bit.
Connect back to the mine.
I was gonna say, is this not connecting to the mine?
No.
But you're talking about the lighthouse. I mean, the only
Well-
lighthouse I know of.
Unfortunately, actually, in a way, yes. But it shouldn't be. The
Right.
up bit of the lighthouse is broken. Because of that stone of bone I told you about. That lighthouse isn't for shits. It was there in case whatever's down there ever got out.
Has it got out, Barry?
You can hear, even down here, the storm picking up. I reckon
Oh,
so.
it's getting bad out there.
So you need to move quickly, lads. You need to get to the museum. You need to find me that stone. Come back
At this
here.
point, I think the penny's going to drop, and I'll look Tony dead in the eye, and I'll go, Larry, Shen.
Yeah. No. My car's around the corner. I live just around there. We gotta go. Come with me.
What's going on?
They already went.
Shen and Larry are at the museum now.
Right, lads. Go. I'll be here. Whatever happens, bring it back here. Hell or high water. Could be both.
All right. Yeah, Tony will leg it back up and then probably take the door out of the kitchen. He knows that he can get out through the courtyard, and basically that's again a short.
Literally meant take the door out of the kitchen.
No, and he's legging it back to home. He's checking for his keys in his pocket, and he's running for his house and his car. Hopefully, Henry's
Briefcase
keeping
over
up.
my head,
Yeah.
following.
So, yeah, you get in the car. You waste very little time. I wouldn't say you were burning rubber because that would be suicide in these conditions. The weather's not just bad. It's, I mean, it's dangerous to be on the road. Really dangerous to be on the road. And actually, I think I would like to have a vehicle handling, driving.
Ooh, drive auto.
Drive auto.
Drive auto, yeah.
I have got hold of that oh shit handle like it is no fucking tomorrow.
As we're going about 50 miles an hour, but I think it's even worth you doing that. Like,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
I've got the white knuckle grip on the steering wheel, and as you say, the I've got the windscreen wipers on Armageddon setting.
So you're not using your 15 mile an hour electrical milk float then?
Come on, we got to get there quickly. Okay, that is a hard success. That was a 40, and I have a 90 on my drive auto. 'Cause
Nice.
He's fucking good at it.
Fucking Colin McRae.
Good, because not only is the weather bad, but in the, let's say, probably half an hour, 40 minutes since the other two set off. No, yeah, probably half an hour. The weather's got considerably worse, and like in the last 10 minutes has got a lot worse.
Yeah.
The wind's buffeting you sideways, and the animals are going fucking mental. So there are cows and sheep like
that's Dad's cat.
charging around.
I'm swerving the animals. You know, yeah.
And on a hard success, you get away with a glancing collision with a sheep.
Yeah.
The car's all right. I mean, probably won't polish out, but it's all right.
Yeah.
And you make it to the museum in one piece. We will cut back to
I make the joke as we hit it. Oh, I think it's mutton for dinner. And then just keeps driving.
Woolly.
There's a degree of nerves in the car then.
Yeah.
As you pull into the car park, you'll see through the blistering rain, still Larry laid on the floor. The water's actually puddled up to him where he's almost floating on the water and he's still daren't move from
And
his
Shen,
injuries.
Shit.
what have you been doing? You've gone up the side of the building.
So I pulled one of the bins up, and I've climbed on top of one of the large bins, and I'm climbing onto the roof as well. And I like to think that as they pull into the car park, they can see Larry floating in the water. And then if they look up, silhouetted against the moonlight and the lightning, you can see fucking Shen kind of crawling along the roof towards a skylight, basically.
Okay. So the weather is now pretty horrendous. And you are on an exposed roof. I'm not going to... I don't think climb's fair because you're on the roof, you used a bin, fair, we'll let that go. You've got up to it relatively sensibly and probably, well, in fact, before the weather quite kicked off, because you've got a few minutes head start on all of that. I think instead probably a strength check, but with a penalty die.
Oh, nice.
As you're trying to stay on this roof.
Nudging
So
Tony
you've got to
going.
re-roll the 10
Sorry.
and take the
That's
higher.
Larry.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna spend 10 luck points. And take it down to a regular success.
Okay. Yeah. So you managed to kind of stay holding on. You've reached kind of the apex of the roof at the back of the modern annex. you will have been aware of the car arriving. It will have had to have had its lights on.
They're pointing
probably
straight
not
at
in
Larry at this point. Yeah.
Probably not in the mood to stand up and give a wave, but you're welcome to try and attract people's attention. And you are, I would say, probably about 15, 20 feet away from the window in the roof that Larry had spotted.
Okay.
So you've gone across and around, or rather, the other way around and across.
I'll definitely try and get to the window, and when I get there, is it locked in some sort of way? Is it like a hatch, like skylight? What's the window situation like?
So it's got these bars over it, but they are and as you grab onto them, you're not even sure that they would be sensible to hold on to keep you stable, let alone as like a significant security measure. Underneath, it's one of those kind of plastic wood finish UPVC windows.
Nice.
I'm assuming you'd probably give it a bit of a kind of check. It does feel like it's probably unlocked.
Okay. I will then try and plant my little feet and use my low center of gravity to rip up the holes and try and clear some of these bars out the way. If I'm able to, I'm then going to try and smash the window with my doctor's bag and see if I can break the window to get in.
I think you've got pretty good brawl, haven't you? But I'm not sure whether a brawl makes sense. You can now do this. This is a strength, but with a bonus die. Not least of all because you're pulling bits of metal off of it, so you've got something to hand to get leverage or.
Bro, it's fucking 93. God damn it. On a 65.
Do you want to push it?
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, I'll push. So I just can't get the grip right. So I basically take my tie off and then wrap it round one of the bars and then round my other hand and use that as a pull kind of situation. Okay. I'll push. That's a 3.
That's a 3, right. This thing comes clear.
That has to be an extreme success.
Yeah, that thing comes
success,
clear.
Baby.
It goes sailing off the edge of the building. It bounces uncomfortably close to Larry's face and then tumbles off into the car park. And as it does so, part of the frame of the window definitely lifts. Whether that's because you've just applied so much force that you've clipped the edge of it and it's broken some kind of hinge, or whether it just wasn't actually properly locked, you don't know. But you can get that window open with relatively little effort.
Okay, I will. As I go to open it, I bend down, and for the first time, I look over the other side of the building, and I just see Larry, kind of there, just splayed, floating gently in the in the war.
I'm like, Larry, what are you doing? You're meant to be up here with me.
I hurt myself today.
Can Henry
No time for
ditch the
Johnny
briefcase
Cash
at this
covers.
point, grab the one thing he wants out of it, which is a pocket watch, shove it in his blazer, and run over to Larry, or swim over to Larry? I don't know what's apt at this point, but yeah, just to make sure he's okay.
Over. Yeah.
I'll splash some water in his face, slap him a bit. Medicine check, did you say?
He's not going to notice you splashing some more water on his face at this point.
Medicine check.
Fucking hell, Henry. I daren't move. I don't know if I've broken anything.
I look him out. I literally stand there, and I needed to crit again, and I just look and go, I'm not equipped for this sort of check. And places 2 fingers on his neck. Even though he's already spoken to me.
You fucking moron. I'm talking to you.
I'm not in
where it shouldn't be.
Fucking tech salesman.
Are you in pain?
Of course I'm in pain. I fell off the roof. Why are you asking me stupid questions?
Can you wiggle your fingers?
You got so much sass. Just, I think you can sit up.
Okay. Doctor said I'm okay. Pull me up.
Put you up in the wet. I mean, I'm a fairly bulky guy anyway, so I imagine just sort of pull you up.
Larry, you're fine. I mean, your head hurts and your back hurts.
You've
But there's
got
no
a
lasting
big
damage.
egg on your head, mate.
I know. It's all right because Shen got on the roof. That's what I wanted to do. There's a window up there. We're trying to get in. You're gonna have to get up there. He can't fit through that fucker.
I think Tony's
Just
probably
because
the
it's
best one to get
raining
through that,
doesn't
isn't he?
mean I can't hear you.
I'll give you a leg up. I'm not climbing up there again.
Really sorry, guys. Why the fuck are we not using the door?
Because this is the bit we're not allowed in.
Fine. Come on in.
Hang on. Why are you here anyway? You were supposed to be at the pub.
Can we get inside?
Long story. Cameltoe told us to be here. We need to
Okay.
find a rock.
So what you're saying is I was right. Okay, that's my main takeaway.
Yes, you were right. Let's get in. It's fucking pissing it down.
I will
There is a very
try and
loud
hoist you up.
crack of thunder, and the storm moves from rain to.
I just noticed it's actually raining in the background.
I was going to say,
Potentially-
Dave, can we just have a minute?
I may not have been concentrating with the last few minutes of conversation because I was trying to add rain to the background.
We just take a moment.
That's
we go.
genius.
Carry on, Keeper.
We're into like hurricane levels of weather here. Worse than Little Pagor would ever usually see. I'm guessing that you probably all follow Shen's inspiration of using a bin. I mean, you're welcome to use the chains on the boots thing if you felt like that was another avenue worth exploring further.
Think I'll use
no.
the bin.
No, yeah. Bin window is exactly what. Yeah, I think Tony probably is fairly okay with it. You know, yes, this is difficult environments.
I would help them up as
Yeah.
well. I'd be at the top.
I've got
helping Tony
shitty
and Henry and
suit
those guys up.
shoes on, so yeah. I'm going to
Okay.
need some
Nice
help.
and slippy.
All right, well, let's just go with, based on the weather, let's have a strength check from everybody. You don't have to make this not with a penalty die because it's a group effort. Obviously, Shen, you're already in 50, so you're fine.
Sorry,
What?
which check are we doing?
Strength.
Climbing. Oh, no, sorry, strength. Yeah.
Okay.
Fail.
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 Fumble.
Oh
Fumble.
no!
Holy shit.
I mean,
But-
I could push it. No, not push it. I could
Push it
use.
because I've learnt my lesson from the first time, and I will learn my lesson to go. Look, this is how I fucked up and nearly died. So
I
make sure you
could-
don't do these three things.
I could.
Yeah,
Is
pretty well.
it luck that I have to use up?
You can spend luck to get you over the mark.
Okay, if I use 11 luck, I will get to the mark. Yeah.
Okay.
I will need to
I
use
don't have enough
43
luck
luck
left.
to get to my mark because I rolled an 83 the second time round.
Okay.
I still
I,
fucked
Okay.
it.
I have made it with luck.
Cool.
I'm going to take the failure.
Yeah.
I have no choice
Tony.
but to take the failure.
Tony, you make it over to Shen. First one up, start moving. Maybe lulling the other two into a false sense of security. They both get up quite enthusiastically. And ironically, it's not the wind that gets them. It's cheap council architecture as they stand next to each other, congratulating each other, and fall straight through the roof. Into the back office. Can I get... I'm going to allow you to have a chance at not injuring yourselves. Just straight dexterity check from the both of you.
Well, I'm better at that.
You and me both. Success.
I had to beat a 60 and I got a 35 for a success.
I
Cool.
also had to beat a 60, but I got 41.
So your fall is very fortunately broken by a desk. The both of you hitting it. It breaks, but it breaks your fall as well. And you land on your back in the back office. There is rain now streaming in. There's two things that really kind of catch your attention in here. One is right above the desk, as you've just sailed by it, a rack of keys. And the other is sort of plastered across the ceiling over the doorway. What looks kind of halfway between roadkill and an old lady. Smiling down at you.
Oh, it's very busy today. I told the other lot we were closed.
She appears to be in some sort of, like, pupil sac. Parts of her are still obviously human. Other parts are spread out as a membrane that sort of attaches her across the ceiling and the wall. Parts of it squirm. And she just stands and goes,
You can put the kettle on if you like. We won't be long.
I think I'm concussed, but I just want to check. I'm seeing an old lady in a ball bag above the door.
I'm sorry, this is all of us, or is Tony the only one not in there?
The two of them that fell through the roof. You
Right.
made it across the Shen.
Yeah, okay.
We're on the roof still, Tony.
Okay.
You're seeing that, right? Please tell me you're seeing that.
Move.
I don't know what's worse, if that's real or we're both having a joint hallucination.
While you're waiting, I would love to tell you about our Lord and Saviour, Muriosis.
And a part of her kind of wriggles, and there's a ripping sound as it detaches and flops to the floor. We will leave that there. Tony and Shen looking down through a skylight into one of the other parts of the mining museum. Henry and Larry having just crashed through the ceiling into the back office to see what was until recently Gladys Quim, receptionist and caretaker of the mining museum and renowned elderly slag. She doesn't
Tell you
seem
what,
to
she's
have
got the worst
charm
case of
you
syphilis I've ever
expected.
seen.
And we're going to zoom out for a moment. In number 36 of Old Smithy Lane in Little Tregore, the Barse family have hunkered down following the storm warning. The heating's on full blast, and the curtains are closed, mostly. A little bit of a view of the street. The only light, really, with the weather outside, is the lightning as it flashes through the window and the flickering of the TV. Noel's house party's on. The Quims sorry, wrong family, the Barses, are now comfortably seated and starting to spread their pupil membranes across the carpet, fleshy fibres seeking each other out and forming a web of ligament-like tendrils that finally rid themselves of the tireless need to speak. Father Flesh thinks to his brood, I don't know why we watch this tosh, really. And Mother Flesh thinks back, passes the time, I suppose. There's a thoughtful silence amongst the consolidating family meat. Another new eye pops open somewhere between the armchair and the coffee table. As it sits, pops, it stares lidless amongst the sick, oozing mass of the family. It seems to suddenly focus on something, as if it's tracking it. A fly making its way around the room. A thin, prehensile lash whips out from another part of the family, sending the fly tumbling into the sticky growth where it's quickly restrained by strings of this meaty, fleshy gloop and squeezed into a mush. Good shot, son. Thanks, Dad. Ain't half hungry, though. Soon. The TV drones on. The weather outside pounding the windows and hurricane-force gusts shaking the walls. See you next week.
Fucking hell,
What
Steve.
the hell, Steve?
Fuck my life.
Oh, man. Amazing.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
No, thank you.
See you next
And for everyone
week.
who's taken the time to follow us through, we shall see you next week.